Chapter 22, Part A. But before we start this chapter, we're going to start with a joke. So there were two friends sitting, and one of them asked the other one, would you please tell me why there's a gap between the marriage and the engagement? So basically, why there's a gap between the engagement and marriage? Means sometimes marriage happen after 6 months. And the other guy just paused for a minute, and then he said, so there is a gap between the marriage and engagement because they give you full opportunity to avoid the unavoidable. So now we go to question number 1. Real property is said to be more subject to the effects of externalities than mere assets. The vulnerability is particularly due to. So basically they are asking externalities means external forces like an earthquake, tsunami, natural forces. So vulnerable means when you are vulnerable, when you can be victim of. So why? So the number 1, relatively high cost of real property, fact that land is fixed in supply, immobility of land, lack of effective government regulations. Is the immobility of land because if the earthquake comes, we can't move the land. If the tsunami comes, we can't move the land. And this is because of immobility of land. This was number 3. And then we go to question number 6. Which of the following factors will affect the value of land? Number 1, immobility. That's true. Diversification. No. Third, externalities. Means natural forces. So it's both 1 and 3. So the answer is 4. And then we go to the question number 30th. The significant characteristic of improved land are: number 1, immobility. Number 2, the durability of its improvement. That's also true. So durability means how long the building is gonna last, how long the improvement is gonna last. Third, indivisibility of ownership. It has nothing to do here. The divisibility of services it provides. So the services can be divided. So it has nothing to do here. So the answer is A and B, immobility and durability. And then we go to the question number 31. So the answer is basically for 30th is number 3. 31. Of the following externalities, which would represent the best example of an externality which is both positive and negative? So basically positive and negative mean if your house is next to the sky train, it has a positive as well as a negative effects. Positive is basically, so you have a free advertisement, and negative is, so the trembling of your home, too much traffic. So they are asking here about which of the following is: number 1, parks, pollution, proximity to a transportation facility, golf course. So the answer is third. Proximity to a transportation facility means if your house is near to the transportation, it has both positive and negative, as I told you, as if your house is near to the SkyTrain. And then we go to the question number 35. Real estate is affected by a wider and more serious range of externalities than any other commodity. What characteristics of real estate causes this? And you should know. So this is because of immobility of land, because we can't move the land, which is answer is number 2. And the 36. Which of the following result from the immobility of land? This is number 2. Answer is number 2. A piece of land is zoned as parkland, thereby increasing the value of nearby home. So basically, we cannot move the land, and it increases the value of the neighborhood. Sometimes we change the use of the land. Land doesn't move, but we change the use. So when you change the use, so the value goes up. And that happened because we can't move the land. So answer is number 2. And now we go back to the question number 2. Which one of the following is not a method of appraisal? So basically there are four methods of appraisal. Number one is a residual method, mean development potential. Cost method basically means value of the land plus building minus depreciation. Number three, income method. So income method basically means how much income you are earning presently, and the value is determined based on the present income. And example is apartments, large apartment blocks. And the number four is depreciation method. So that's wrong. So number four is wrong. It should be comparative method rather than depreciation. And the comparative means similar property, similar characteristics, recently sold. So just like a single family house in a large single subdivision. So the answer here is for depreciation method, which is not. And the number third, in the context of appraisal, which one of the following property is most likely to possess latent value? So latent value means development potential. For example, my house is next to the gas station. Right now it's just a house. If we change the use from the house to commercial, like a Tim Horton there. So now the value of the land is present is $400,000. But if we put a Tim Horton there, it's gonna be value will be $1 million. So even if we spend $400,000 more, so the value become 1.4 million. So the value 400,000 value is gone up. So the answer is 2. A single family residence which is only house on the block not yet converted to commercial use, which is permitted by zoning. So it's number 2.